blocks away, and then you go down 100 more yards, and there's more people on drugs.
Yeah, it's because it's allowed. Simple as that. I mean, you wouldn't allow your child to have a dirty room consistently. Eventually, you come in and say, "Hey, this isn't going to work," right? But the only reason why it's like this is because it's allowed. I feel that Seattle is probably one of the biggest hinderers. It just enables people with all the money. It's almost like they have so much money that they don't know what to do with it, and this is the result. There should be better resources, and they should stick to their guns. I mean, there's just so much leeway. If you're doing the right thing, you'll probably pay more in fees, like running a red light or things like that, than anybody else who's just.
I mean, you get a ticket for parking here for more than 20 minutes. If
you're a law-abiding citizen and you're able to get taxed, you're getting the ticket. Okay, either sending it to you in the mail or something like that. There's somehow, some way they're getting money from you if you're doing it the right way. But if you're out here, kind of vagabonds, there's nothing there's nothing that they can take from them, right? So I just feel like they're at the bottom of the pedestal. It's like, oh well, we can't sue you, or we can't, things like that. So they just leave them to do what they want, and that's. I mean, you can't leave some people unattended to.
Yeah, and do you feel safe here on the streets?
I do. I'm born and raised Seattle, so this is kind of you kind of become like a chameleon to your environment. Your head's on a swivel. And
imagine you're a tourist. You come all the way here from Europe. You're excited to come here to Seattle and see the people throw the fish, and then you're like, oh, let's go get a drink.
Yeah.
Let's go to the Starbucks down the street, or let's go to Nordstrom's.
Right.
And you're walking through all this stuff.
I mean, most people do their research. Most people, if they go somewhere, they're looking at where they're going to go eat, what streets they're going to be walking on, things like that. So I would think that to some extent they're going to have some type of knowledge what they're walking into.
Yeah.
But again, you get here and it's kind of like a smack in the face. It's like, oh, wow, I didn't realize it was like that. But I mean, life is life. You go to somewhere else, anywhere else, it's going to be a different take. You come to Seattle, it's going to be what Seattle's take is, but.
And I mean, I guess like the thing I want to point out for everybody watching here in the chat is like most major cities here in the United States, they do have some issue somewhere. Like in LA, you got Skid Row, but you kind of like Skid Row's its own little area. And if you go to San Francisco, Tenderloin District, that's its own little area. I mean, this is the main spot here in Seattle, and there's just no covering it.
No.
And so it's just like this is out here in the front for everybody. And our friend Jonathan, he used to work for mainstream media, and he ended up stopped. He stopped because and started doing it independently because they weren't showing this kind of stuff.
Yep. There's a reason. There's absolute reason. I don't know much about